Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody, and a very special welcome to our brand new author, Jan Falconer. Hi, Jan.
Hi, Miriam.
How are you feeling today?
Um, it's a wonderful feeling because it's how you dream something and all of a sudden that dream comes true. That's how I'm feeling. That the anticipation has become real. So yeah, I'm
Yes,
feeling amazing.
it is real. Today is your book launch day. Please tell everybody the title of your book.
It's called Sukie, Queen of Cats. I choose my family.
Oh, I love it. And what a nice book. What a great book. Can you tell everybody what inspired you to write this book?
I started with Suki, our rescue cat, and she's become quite the unexpected traveller from Dumfries in the south of Scotland to Orkney, right up the top. You have to sail in a boat to get here. But what stayed with me, Miriam, wasn't her personality. She has got quite a personality. It was how she was cared for before she came to us. Now, many people picture rescue cats in shelters, but in reality, they're often looked after by a team of volunteers. And I wanted to tell a story that children could enjoy, and it would gently be helping families understand how rescuing really works.
Mhm. Well, I really enjoyed the book and I love seeing the perspective from this cat who gets to choose her family. And maybe I'm sharing too much about it, but why don't you tell everybody what the book is about and who would you say it's for?
Well, it's really about belonging. Now, Suki really did choose us. Well,
Mhm.
not so much me, my husband. And what we found that prior to us, she didn't have a place to go and it was getting rather desperate. So it's about belonging, about finding your place and being chosen. And maybe it was us that were chosen. And writing it, it's written for young children between the ages of maybe 3 to 8, but
Mhm.
it's really for families to read together. It works as a simple story, but there's a gentle layer there for grown-ups as well. So I've told this story to my grandchildren, and it never used to be their favorite, but it is now.
Oh, I'm sure they love the story and they must love that you are the author. You have become a children's book author. What do they think about that?
Oh, they are so excited. And the day of the launch is actually the day after my granddaughter's birthday. So she'll be 9 and she's ordered a book. She said, Nonna, you are giving me a book. You are giving
For
me
her
that
birthday.
book. And
What a beautiful gift for her.
I know. And for me, it comes back to all the times Evie and Luca and I have shared reading. I like you, Miriam. I like to take my grandchildren and read to them, but the biggest treat is going to the library, and we go every couple of weeks when I'm visiting with them, and it's a real
Mhm.
treat. And for them to be able to go to the library because I'm giving their local library a copy of my book,
Yes.
they'll be able to see and show their friends, this is my Nonna's book. And it was illustrated by someone who lives in Orkney too. So
Oh,
it's going to
really?
be, yes, Monique, my illustrator, comes from Orkney. She's also an author, and she just really has been a hit with the children. So to see this in their library, to know that their friends and family can buy this book. So I really hope for them that other families that they know will enjoy reading this together. And if it sparks, that conversation like it does with Evie and Luca, or even inspires a child to care for animals in some way, that would be a really lovely outcome.
Oh, so beautiful, Jan. What a beautiful legacy that you are building for your grandchildren to be able to go to the library that they always go to and see their grandmother's book there. That is so special. I'm excited for them, and I'm excited for you. You mentioned your illustrator. Let's give her a shout out. So her name is Monique Scott from the same area. She did a beautiful job. Anything you want to share about her?
Monique is also a conservationist and she
Okay.
writes beautiful stories as well. She has a real affinity to nature and the outdoors. And the picture of her at the back of the book is a selfie she took at the beach just down about 200 meters away from my cottage here. So it was just wonderful. And she's become a friend. And I'm
Mm,
just so grateful to Kashid, my author coach, and encouraging me all the way to find an illustrator. And she said, Jan, why don't you give a shout out on social media? And I got 19 local artists. But Monique was the person who stood out to me, and she's just so fun. And
mm,
I just want to support her and her work. And I do hope when people see this book, go and have a look at some of her books too.
mm.
It's magnificent.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. Well, I want to take a moment to let everybody know right now that this book, Sukie, Queen of Cats, I Choose My Family, is available today on Amazon. So go find it there. It's there in different versions, ebook, softcover, hardcover. Find the one that's you want and make sure to grab that book, share it with the kids in your life, and maybe buy an extra copy and donate it to your local library. That's how we spread all of these amazing books all around the world. So, I want to ask you, Jan, a little bit about your journey into becoming a children's book author. We know that it comes with lessons and with challenges. What would you say was the biggest challenge for you when writing this book?
The biggest challenge for me was actually going back to children's books look simple, right? But they're
Mhm.
not. Every word matters. And the biggest challenge for me was reducing my words because I had far too many words. And if it wasn't for that fantastic and amazing editor, Sharon Jennings, I wouldn't have the book that I really love. And it still has that same message and that feeling that I wrote it. And
Mhm.
I'm just ever so grateful. But the challenge was letting go, absolutely letting go and trusting in the process because writing is just the first challenge. The next challenge, as I said before, finding that wonderful illustrator, then putting it together, and then being confident in the process and seeing it through. It's like a sport. It's like anything important that you have to do, and not giving up is the most important thing. And I don't give up anyway, but it is challenging. If I hadn't had your team, Miriam, I don't think I would have got as fast as far as I have, and I wouldn't have my book in my hands. And it goes back to the words you said many, many years ago, well, last year, when I first came across you. Um, you could have your book in your hands and know that a young person is going to read it. So that's a
Mhm.
challenge, but there's always there's always that good outcome if you
For
have
sure.
faith in the process.
For sure. Oh, I'm so glad to hear because from those challenges, lessons come, right? So you shared a couple
Yeah.
there. Is there any other lesson that you can think of that you had during the any part of the publishing process?
I would say probably simplicity takes time. Teamwork is vital, and the
Hmm.
process is more than just writing. And I think this is something I learned doing this. And what looks effortless when you pick up that book and you open it up and you see each page usually comes from a lot of refining behind the scenes. It's a bit like that swan you see that goes nicely across the sea or a lake. Have a look underneath. Paddle, 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 paddle. And that's the challenge. And that's my biggest lessons learned. It's not just
Mm,
writing it, it's all the other
yes.
steps.
Okay. I like that. Yes, there's always a lot happening, but here you are celebrating your book. Now, what is the best part of accomplishing this dream for you of being an author?
Oh, it's seeing Suki come to life on the page. That's so special. That is everything coming together as a result of teamwork. And it's been the most joyous thing that I could have ever expected because there's Suki. I have real Suki, and then I have Suki in the book, who is a wonderful mixture of my real Suki. And also knowing that this story may be shared between a child and a very caring adult. Those are small moments that really matter, and that is what my dream is all about.
Yes, yes. Oh, well, I love the book. I love the story, love the illustrations. And then in the back, you have your very last page. Can you tell everybody a little bit about that? Because I know that this is important to you.
Yes, I really think that it's so important that children understand about animals. You know, at Christmas, kitten comes. Kittens aren't just for Christmas. A puppy isn't just for Christmas. So what it's all about is helping children to understand that getting an animal is like getting a little brother or sister. They need attention, they need a bed, they need playthings, they need to be vaccinated, they need a lot of care. And so, in a gentle way, I thought it would be a nice way for mum and dad to be able to share these things. One of the things that they also need is medical insurance as well. So, I thought that this would be something helpful for mum and dad so that children understand. I know when my grandchildren got their cats, that's exactly all the things that this nonna
Hmm.
went through with the children. So, it's so important and to consider a rescue animal. I know that some people like pedigree animals. That's really good. That's fine. But there are some wonderful, delicious older animals that you can find in rescue centres all over the world. And it doesn't matter
Yes.
what country.
Well, I love that you added that last page because it's there are conversation topics to have with your children. So after this fun story, there's this extra page on the back. So you've thought of everything, Jan, with this book. Now that you are a children's book author, what advice do you have for an aspiring author who may be watching this interview?
Well, I was actually inspired with this last night through a wonderful lady. And I really took what she said to heart, and I actually agree with her. You have to start with something that genuinely matters to you. You know, children are very good at sensing out what's real and don't be afraid of editing it either because you want that story that really takes shape. So those are the two things I'd say. Write something that matters to you and don't be afraid of editing it. You'll still have that wonderful book there that children will love.
Mm, that is great advice. That is such good advice for all of our authors who are watching. Well, it's been so great speaking with you. I loved having you in all of our groups. I always love when we do any workshops or any of our calls through our programs. I love seeing your face and just everything that you have to share, Jan. And so I want to I'll take another moment to tell everybody go to Amazon today, wherever you are in the world, and grab a copy of this wonderful book. Um, Besides going to Amazon, where else can our viewers find you, Jan?
Well, I do have a website that's www.janfalconerauthor.com. You
Okay.
can find me there. You can also find me. I have a YouTube channel called Jan Falconer Author. You can tell I'm really original with these things. And you can also find me on Facebook or Instagram on at Jan Falconer Author. So you'll be able to
Mhm.
find me. It's okay.
Yes, I love that. And Jan, I didn't ask you, how long have you been thinking about writing a book? How long have you been wanting to be an author?
Well, I had to think about this question because I've been asked it, because I have got a different career than writing, but I think I've always been a storyteller.
Hmm.
And the inspiration really and truly came from our cat and then my grandchildren asking me, Nonna, please tell us a story about Sukie. Because when I got bored and I was reading their stories, I started inventing stories and they didn't like it. So they asked me for stories about Sukie. So we're talking about 2 years, and it was very strange. It was when I was thinking about it, I came across a lovely lady. It was actually recommended to me. Do you know who she was? Miriam Laundry.
Well, I appreciate you. I'm so glad whoever recommended us to you. I love that. You bring so much to all of our calls. I really appreciate you. I know the team loves having you on all the calls also. Well, friends, you know what to do. Go follow Jan, go grab a copy of the book. And I have one last question for you, Jan. I always like to ask, is there anything else that you want to share or anything that you wish I would have asked you today?
Well, let me think. Let me think. Ah, yeah, I have got something. Libraries, cats protections, and donations. So, guess what I'm going to be doing? For the first 2 weeks, I'm going to be donating 50 pence off every book sold to my local cats protection. That's Dumfries Central. And I will also be donating not just to my grandchildren's library, but to the Orkney Library in Stromness and Kirkwall, and to the Dumfries Library, because I really live there, but I like it in Orkney. And my final thing I'd like to part with you, that stories don't have to be complicated to matter. Sometimes it's the simple shared moments, reading together, talking, laughing, that makes the biggest difference.
Thank you, Jan. Thank you. I thank you for sharing this and thank you for being so generous with proceeds from the book to share to share everywhere. Well, thank you, friends, for watching. You know what to do. Go grab a copy of this wonderful book. And Jan, we'll see you very soon. Thanks. Bye bye.